All right, let's dive into this explainer and crack the code on how to transform static manhwa recaps into Netflix-quality cinematic stories. Today, we're using the legendary, overpowered hero Leo Plav as our ultimate case study. There's an exact editing science behind creating these immersive recaps, so let's decode it right now.
To master this cinematic anime feel, we're going to systematically break things down across 6 distinct stages. First, the slideshow trap, then generating dark fantasy, perfect animation timing, the cinematic motion formula, the killer realism trick, and finally, the ultimate tech stack.
Section 1. The slideshow trap. Let's start with the absolute most common mistake creators make when trying to recount an epic tale.
If you're just changing a static image every 1 to 2 seconds, you are completely ruining the experience. It literally becomes a cheap slideshow, and your viewers will drop off instantly. To do justice to Leo's sheer speed against someone like Celia, you don't need a PowerPoint presentation, you absolutely need cinematic motion storytelling. That is the only way to get that authentic, highly engaging Netflix anime feel.
Moving right along to Section 2, generating dark fantasy. Before we can even think about animating our hero, we need to generate the absolute perfect visual aesthetic.
Now, this specific prompt formula right here is your foundation. You want to use ultra-realistic anime manhwa style, cinematic lighting, 4K ultra detail, dramatic shadows, intense emotion, depth of field, dynamic action pose, dark fantasy atmosphere. Using these exact descriptive keywords triggers AI image generators to create those stunning high-tier visuals you need for places like Lumen Academy and the Wild Forest.
To make absolutely sure Leo actually looks like the hero Kyle who saved humanity, words like cinematic, high detail, sharp focus, and dramatic lighting are completely mandatory. On the flip side, strictly avoid terms like simple anime boy, low detail prompts, or cartoon style. The stakes need to feel real here, not cartoonish.
Section 3. Perfect animation timing. Now that we've got our stunning dark fantasy art, we have to apply a rigorous timing system to keep the viewer completely hooked. Remember this golden rule. A standard scene must last exactly 2.5 to 4 seconds. If an image just sits on the screen for more than 4 seconds without motion, the viewer's brain registers it as static and they'll get bored. So don't let it stay static. Keep that pace moving.
But pacing isn't always identical, right? For fast action, like when Leo is landing rapid sword strikes against Celia, you need to speed up the cuts to about 1.5 to 2 seconds. Conversely, for emotional moments, like when his mother proudly realizes his immense talent, you want to slow the pace way down to 4 to 6 seconds so the scene can actually breathe.
Section 4. Cinematic motion formula. Let's see how we prevent those perfectly timed images from feeling flat and lifeless during high-stakes moments like the entrance exam.
Every single image in your explainer needs these 3 compulsory elements. First up is motion. Think a slow zoom, panning left to right, or a slight shake. Second is effects, like a dark vignette around the edges, cinematic smoke, or a light glow on a sword. And third is the transition, a flash cut for intense fights, a blur, or a glitch effect for darker scenes. Stack these 3, and your static image instantly becomes an animated production.
The foundational pillar of this motion is the Ken Burns effect. For dialogue scenes, applying that slow panning and zooming effect is pretty much mandatory. But, when a giant spider like Tartaros roars in the distance, a slow zoom just doesn't cut it. To show the monster's raw power, you need to layer on a slight, aggressive camera shake.
Section 5. The killer realism trick. We are now at the climax of our system, uncovering the absolute secret sauce used to make impacts feel incredibly visceral.
When Leo drops his magic weight bracelets and literally shatters Celia's aura armor, applying this exact 4-step sequence is what makes the impact feel devastating. During a fight, execute this every 3 to 4 images. Insert a quick 0.2-second black flash frame, apply a sudden camera shake, and layer a heavy bass hit sound effect right on top.
The psychology behind this micro-editing technique is absolutely wild. It completely tricks the viewer's brain. That fraction of a second of black screen, combined with the bass and the shake, creates the illusion of a massive physical impact. The brain literally registers it as real cinematic action, and viewer drop-off completely vanishes.
Section 6. The ultimate tech stack. To wrap up our masterclass, let's look at the actual tools you need to build this.
If you want easy automation, option 1 is CapCut on PC or mobile, giving you auto zoom, keyframes, and cinematic templates. If you need pro-level parallax and custom camera shakes, option 2 is After Effects. And if you really want to push the boundaries, go with option 3, the AI workflow. Generate images with Leonardo AI or Midjourney, and then bring them to life with AI-generated motion from Runway ML or Pika Labs. When you're scaling up to a full 25-minute epic, which is about 400 to 500 scenes, your macro pacing structure should look exactly like this timeline. Start with a fast-paced hook for the first 30 seconds. Then a slow cinematic intro story up to the 3-minute mark. Use medium pacing to build up the tension until 10 minutes. From 10 to 20 minutes, unleash the main war with fast, intense action. Finally, slow things down dramatically for that ending twist in the last 5 minutes.
So look, if you just change an image every 1 or 2 seconds without any motion, it's just going to look like a boring slideshow. But if you take a script from Notebook LM, generate dark fantasy images with AI, stick to that 2 to 4 second timing, and layer in perfect motion and effects, you're going to create a Tob's Manhwa level cinematic masterpiece. You have the ultimate blueprint. So, what immersive world are you going to create next?